let you go live though, man. I'm gonna come to your live. Are you gonna go live on here?
Nah, what do you mean? I'm not doing nothing. I'm already hanging out. Listen, this is you know, I mean, what, go live on that? Hell no, ain't nobody seeing me on that. They could just hear us. You understand? Because it's not a matter of seeing. It's a matter of just, you know, because whether you see, listen, you know how earlier talk,
Here now. Here now.
yeah. Because whether you hear or you do, it's very close as in the same for the mind, right?
There was a book that I read. It said something like that. It said the reality and the hologram have to do with the senses of the mind, and the reality of it is reeling it into your actuality, the physical being that is your experience. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Until you can, feel, smell, touch. You know what I'm saying? We can talk to each other and see each other, any and every day through this app. But the other senses, I believe he said, the trifecta of senses create the reality. The impression of one sense create the hologram. Please don't tell me to say that again.
No, you're saying it's different. It's different senses, right?
I'm gonna say it one more time.
Okay.
The trifecta, the three, the Trinity.
Okay.
The trifecta of your senses is the trifecta of your senses create your reality. The impression of one sense creates the hologram.
So the end was the creation of oneness.
No, the creation or the impression of one sense
One.
creates the hologram. The trifecta of like if you were to use three of your senses, it would create the reality. Does that make sense? The seeing, the smelling, the touching, the tasting, the hearing. You know what I'm saying? Because you have 5 to 6 senses depending on your level of spirituality. And
But you're talking about physical senses, though. That's so. If you're telling me then that if your physical senses relate to your spirituality.
Not exactly. What I'm actually telling you is that the senses, your 5 senses, let's say your physical 5 senses. Let's not talk about your 6 senses.
Okay. So they create your reality. I get. That's what you're saying. Okay, and then the
impression of one sense creates the hologram.
So would that be one extra cent, or just bringing them into one?
It's just the impression of using one sense, like only using your eyes, only using your ears, only using your nose, only using your mouth. You know what I'm saying? It only impresses upon you in a hologram manner because it's not impressing upon you. Does that make sense?
Again, another conversation where it's hard to, because I hear what you're saying. It's just for some reason it's, because I already understand it. It's just trying to understand it maybe more literally. Does that make sense?
Oh, here's a good exercise. Draw a square, and inside of that square, draw a circle, and inside of that circle, draw a triangle, and then you can go from there. Inside of the triangle, you can draw a pentagon or an octagon or whatever. But only just try out first and drawing a square, and inside of the square draw a triangle, and inside of the triangle draw a square, circle, triangle, and you'll see what I'm trying to tell you. Because once you can see it, it'll click.
It's like a tunnel.
Because you'll not more like that. It's the tunnel, because like that has to do with tunnel vision, but that only has to do with one sense. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to give to you. Like the impression of your reality, pressing the impression of your reality comes. What's up?
I was gonna say it's almost like one thought. Focusing on one thought.
I mean, yeah, but it's more on an understanding of the hologram and the reality, because the hologram is only impressed upon one sense. Because you know what I'm saying, you can't go up to a hologram and touch it.
Okay, do you think
You know
then?
what I'm saying?
Okay, but see, okay, so obviously something's coming in very, strong over here because, you know, then you're almost talking about, using one cent, one sense, but if you focus this 1 cent, it can you penetrate
No.
from the
You focus
hologram
more than
standpoint,
one.
though.
You focus
At,
more than one sense. The trifecta is the trifecta again. The triangle. When you use your eyes, your ears, and let's say your mouth. You know
but
what I'm
why
saying?
does it hurt right now like it didn't hurt before?
It's because you're trying to get a deeper understanding of it when it's right in front of you. Because this understanding of the impression of the Trinity and like the senses and stuff like that, it's the literal understanding of like we live in a box, we go to school in a box, we drive in a box, we watch a box, you know what I'm saying, all that bullshit. It's the understanding of that there's more to life than just seeing things. There's more to life than just smelling things. There's more to life than just tasting and
So
touching and
it's possible to understand every word you just said, right? Already. Like I feel I do. But not understand anything
you
you just said.
you understand. Hey, let me give it to you. Let me give it to you like this. You're understanding what I'm saying so deeply within you because it's literally what you do every single day. Like when you go,
But now I can't remember what you just said though. You understand? Like that's how bad or good or real. Like that's why I'm being zapped though, because I feel like they don't, I can't even say it. Like we said earlier, eventually, did Robert, did he really even kill him? You know what I'm saying? Like what or did he just start saying too much?
Okay, man. So like, if you watch,
Because real quick too, he's like, I swear to God, I also feel like this one over here, it just needs to go bye bye, and it just needs to become up again, like just a random eye, because they know who it is. It defeats the purpose.
So like, what I'm giving you the understanding of with the square, the circle, and the triangle is the understanding of your cells. And like this goes back to what I was saying earlier. Mm-hmm. So like, back to what I'm saying about the impression of the trifecta of your senses create the reality. What I'm telling you is, you have a better connection with your kids. If you're sitting, listen, you have a better connection with your kids. Mm-hmm. If you're sitting with them, talking to them in person, you know what I'm saying? Then, the hologram of them just talking to you on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I love how you bring that up in such an important time in my life. In all actuality, we're creating in the moment, which is the most powerful thing any of us can take advantage of. When you learn to just listen, which you've been trying to fucking tell me for the last, hour? Which I've been saying for like 2 weeks now about the law of learning to listen and listening to learn. Because it's so important. If you don't listen to yourself and learn from yourself, you're dead. But we're talking about things that are just, because you're saying things that are just, but then in all reality, I'm saying things that are just, and then it's like, but it's just like, and you're telling me to draw, and I understand, like it won't even come out, bro.
I'm pretty sure in that in the Chi book, Master of Chi, I'm pretty sure it'll tell you something like this because you. Okay, so like, let's say you meet a girl on here, and let's say you love her. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know if you can really love her because you haven't met her in person. You only have the the hologram of her in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're able to talk to her and see her on your phone, it's not the equivalency of being able to talk to her and listen to her and touch her. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, like, let's say hypothetically, let's say you had a big thing about, skin. And I'm not talking about like tone or anything. I'm just saying like rough skin, hard skin, soft skin, stuff like that.
Okay, let's just go to sex though. Can you do it with sex? Because sex sells. So
okay. So it's a different. Here's a good one. It's a difference, between watching porn. You know what I'm saying?
And having sex.
And having sex, because think about it. When you're watching porn, you have to use your imagination. It takes away from the senses that you're actually trying to elaborate on, which is the seeing it, feeling it, and then like when it comes to like having sex with a girl, you know what I'm saying, you're interacting with her on such a deeper level. You're feeling her, you're listening to her, you're seeing her. You know what I'm saying? It's the difference between the hologram and the reality. You know what I'm saying? Because in the reality of it, you know what I'm saying? If you're experiencing something, you should be able to use more than one or two senses. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in the now, you know what I'm saying, and you're like, you have to use whatever you can. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're talking to me, you know what I'm saying. The only thing that you can use when you're talking to me is your voice. You know what I'm saying? And even when like we're talking, we can use facial expressions and whatnot. But it's different between like I said, watching porno and only being able to see, only being able to feel yourself. You know what I'm saying? Between being able to feel somebody else, see somebody else, hear somebody else.
But
it's the definition. It's the definition of the real. Like when you're fishing, when you're reeling something in, the reality of it. You're reeling something into your reality. You know what I'm saying? If you understand that, you know what I'm saying?
I do. But the thing is, when it comes to manifestation, right? They don't want me to say this at all, man. They're really fucking with me bad over here, man. Like I'm telling you, is there a difference when it comes to manifestation? Which one you go to, or if you go to both, or can you elaborate on that at all?
Oh yeah, most definitely. When it comes to manifestation, let's say you want a car. And you don't really have.
Don't use this one from that shit, man. Pick a different one. Pick a different car, because the car. Everybody uses the car. I want to hear. I want to hear one. I want to hear one from your life.
Oh, my life.
Yeah, fuck the car. Yeah, there we go.
Yep. So I wanted to move to Canada and own my own business, and I was successful of doing this because
Wait, who was it?
I moved out of my mom. What's that?
What'd you say? You said I
moved out of my mom's house and I moved to Canada to start my own business. But before I did all that, I had to go elaborate upon my own senses. I had to reel in everything that I wanted to manifest. Does that make sense? So, like, I wanted to own a vegan business, which I did. So I went to different vegan restaurants. You know what I'm saying? I ate different vegan meals. You know what I'm saying? I talked to the chefs. You know what I'm saying? I got to get one-on-one with people who cooked vegan food. You know what I'm saying? I got to eat different vegan foods. You know what I'm saying? I got to basically live the life of Riley before I was Riley. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I say it like that is because when you have a certain manifestation that you want in your life, you have to manipulate your own senses, your the feel, the see, the hear, the taste, the smell. You have to reel all that stuff in before you can even elaborate on yourself having it, because it comes to the point where if and this is why a lot of people don't have a lot of the things that they want, is because they don't elaborate upon their own senses, upon their own reality. They only think about it. They only, they only contemplate on it. And yes, that is a key point to it. But you can draw in all of that energy and literally lose it because you didn't act upon it. Because the meaning of life is experience. I had to
Correct.
experience every sense
Correct.
of owning a vegan business before I actually
Could
had
get it.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people want to be a millionaire, but they don't understand that millionaires have to pay higher taxes. If you get more than $100,000 in your bank account, you get flagged. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People want to own this or that. You know what I'm saying? But they don't understand like owning. And I'm sorry, I have to go back to the car on this, but
Okay, go ahead.
I
That's my
wanted the
fault
car.
for going away. Exactly. You know, that's me trying to force something that is obviously what already there.
Elaborate.
No.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
already
elaborate. Yeah,
there.
you can say that.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people want to own, a 2016 or 18, a recently made car, but they
Yeah.
don't understand uh, the things that they have to do to keep that car, working. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to elaborate on, oh, I got to get an oil change, or I got to get my inspection so my computer works in my car, so I'm not sitting here riding around in a broken car. You know what I'm saying? And then you have some people who think upon it and it'll happen. And then when it happens, they don't know exactly what to do when it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like when I'm telling you to reel in the senses of your reality, I'm basically telling you to experience these things before you literally have them into your own possession.
Yeah.
Because when you have them into your own possession, then you'll actually be able to utilize them for what they really are. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. You and me, right? This is what? How many times have we talked?
I want to say a handful of times, but like
Yeah,
it's
that I
definitely
mean a
more than a handful.
handful. It'd be more like maybe 5 times, like a handful.
Yeah.
I mean, the way we've talked tonight is maybe been the third, maybe the most fourth time. Because we talked 5 times, maybe 3 or 4. But I would say 4 because, you already know, it's just, is that powerful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one up. And I'm going to just put it right here on us right now. So they can just see who's, even though they already know my side, they'll just see a little bit of who you are. And, it doesn't even matter at the end of the day. We're on it right now, but my point is this, man. Do you understand what you're speaking on? Is that's where the orgasms come from. Because, now I'm gonna put it down because that's enough of them looking at us. Because, at the end of the day, when they want to put the 2 and 2 together, that's when it costs, a lot of energy, or currency, whatever word they use for it, because me and you make a lot of energy when we just speak 4 or 5 times, where it's almost, you can feel it all the time. And what you feel is awkwardness, but it's not a bad awkwardness. Is the difference between awkwardness with with one of those on the end.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where the is with us. And I know I got it for sure. I mean, you can, people tell me all the time, but I don't want to hear that shit. I want you to show me. Show me where this money's at as money comes in here. And let me just flip the camera around so I ain't even playing around. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because I do this all for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if nobody comes in there and nobody ever says anything about it. I know what I'm gaining from this conversation is universal. But you see, they're trying to take me away from the point I want to get to. Because I've been letting you go, and you're fucking awesome, just like everybody else, But the thing is now, what I want you to realize is this, right? You're talking about the thing I don't even remember, right? But when okay, neurology or is your brain, right? The neurons, the electrons, the protons, all that good cells that we're creating every second of the life form, right? So now, if you're always sitting here in fucking hologram world, but where you're at because I am what I am, okay, at the same time as whoever you're hologramming with through the fucking telephone, Facebooking it, Instagramming it, Snapchatting it. Man, get that away from me. You understand? Because I'm all about that ringing in the ear or that awkwardness you feel. You understand? This shit is real, brother. And it's about me not getting away from the point. Manifestation. Right? Everybody wants to manifest what? Their reality. But when we go back to the neutrons and always creating, because that's what we were here to do, create and experience our own motherfucking creation. But guess what? As I say words I've never said, maybe I've said it once, we're always creating our own cells we're always breathing, we're always thinking, but then we're supposed to be quiet, because you say too much. It's like you play your hand, But when you play your hand, guess what happens? You get new ones. You get new cards. Everything they've been saying about war, 48 laws of power is a complete eye-opener. Because, if you're going to read that book and you're going to even finish it, Jesus, why would you want to learn how to hurt anybody? I understand if you're going to war against fucking who? Because we're not going to war against anybody. You understand? But I'm getting away from the point about manifestation and the cells we're creating. And, what did we first talk about, though? Do you remember what we first talked about when I said, can you control your thoughts? That is a manifestation in its second form. That's my second law. You understand? Or my, not even law. It's my life principle. You understand? That you can, what I tell you, interchange it with any fucking thing you want. Am I just crazy though? Should I just shut up and go to sleep? Tell me, does this make any sense to you, or am I just losing it?
No, you're on a roll. It's more like the path that you're taking through your neurological standpoint.
Okay, let me just keep going real quick before I lose it, because again, they're trying to take me away from the point, about manifestation, and the thing about just aligning it. Because listen, it's not always about who you know or what. It's about who you know. At the end of the day, it's about what you know and what you can learn.
What you know.
What you know. Another thing that they tell you not to do. You know what I'm saying? That's two. That's what was I don't even remember. But real quick before.
Let me help you with the manifestation thing real quick. Let me help you with that. So and this goes back to the three senses, the triangle, and everything. So when you think about something that sparks the neurological, thought or whatever, I think they call them sprites. and it's basically just a jump of like a thought. You know what I'm saying? But to act upon that thought is the second thing. Or it's more likely the experience of it. But I'm going away from the manifestation.
Yeah, I know.
So when I was
hard.
telling you about the three, the Trinity, triangle is the strongest platonic solid in the universe. So the reason why I was telling you that the Trinity or the triple senses create the reality is because it takes more than just a thought to create the reality, because it's literally putting together the triangle, and the triangle is the strongest platonic solid. So the top of the triangle would be your mind, is the thought. The other two sides of the triangle can be any of the other senses that you want to act upon that thought to create that triangle, which is the reality of it. And that's the manifestation.
Exactly, but in literal terms, for how I see it, because words and that shit, it sounds so good and it makes me feel real good, But when you can picture it, right? You picture it with your imagination or whatever, then you got to feel it, Then you got to place yourself there with the hologram thing somehow or something. I don't know. That's what I do. What I do is like, or what I used to do. Now I just, be me. But I used to just sit here and you know, just play the tape through, you know, and you start playing the tape through. But then you got to really like feel it. You got to see like, okay, I want to go down to Key West real bad. Okay, what does it feel like down there? Okay. Then you meet somebody and they might be from down there, and it's like, okay, and then you can start feeling it more, But would that have ever happened if you never thought about going to Key West?
I'm assuming not.
Obviously, I mean, listen, anything can happen. When people say
Right.
impossible, I tell them I'm possible. You know what I'm saying?
Like when you say the word impossible, my friend created a word to impact the word impossible. It's called so possible.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I like
So
that.
like when somebody says, "Oh, that's impossible," no, it's so possible. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And we just shared it with
yeah.
the world, whoever watches our, YouTube or whatever. But at the end of the day, and you were on for a little bit right there. But listen, doesn't it feel so good? It just does, dog. It just listen, man. It's just nice to be, just so real and just trying to learn, just something, and just trying to maybe put something out there for somebody else to, either get it or help us or whatever, But it's just, when you're trying to manifest too, with the putting it all together, the thing is, what about believing? You can do this from a spiritual standpoint. You can manifest everything from a spiritual standpoint if you believe. That's the deepest secret. That's the deepest secret they don't want you to know. Night, night, nasty. Am I wrong? I think you're shocked a little bit.
It's not more shocked. It's more that like the belief thing. It comes with a certain, what's the word?
Sinful thing you were born with physically.
Believing is doing. Believing is doing. Because like at the end of the day, my brother always tells me I'm a smart person, but you don't want to be that person. And I'm not speaking on you when I'm saying this is like a specific thing with me.
Go ahead.
You don't want to be that person in the cemetery who took all of his thoughts to the cemetery. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You want to be able to be that person that after you die, or like after you pass, or like Passover, whatever you want to call it, that your not only your words, but your being or your essence is still in this world in forms and thought forms of your mind, which is basically acting upon the things that you think about. Because this is totally in my in my in my trunk. You know what I'm saying? Not my burden, but it's in my trunk of things. Like I talk about a lot of things, but like there's only a certain amount of things that I act upon that I feel that put together that trifecta of creating something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't create like think about this. Think about the manifestation thing this way. You can't create anything with just a line. You know what I'm saying? Like you have the beginning of the line and you have the ending of the line. And where are you going to go from there? You know what I'm saying? You have to have that trifecta of thinking about it, planning it, doing it, planting the seed. Like when you
The
plant a
seeds,
seed,
yeah.
what does the seed need to grow? It needs water and it needs sun. You know what I'm saying? But before it needs water and it needs sun, it has to be planted. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
like the trifecta of understanding, the meaning of life is experience, and the experience of life is meaning, and the I am who I am, and there is no try, there is only do.
Yeah.
It's the understanding of putting, and some people think it's harder than this, but it really is, putting your words like where your mouth really is. You know what I'm saying? Put your words where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? There are probably there's probably a couple of German kids speaking on the same thing we're speaking on. Just in a different language.
yeah.
But who's
Oh,
gonna act upon it?
okay.
The German kids,
Listen, this is
or
what we're gonna do. We're
you
gonna
speak
go
upon
ahead
it?
and cut this off over here because we've been going hard 32 minutes. And it comes a point where like they all say we don't need your money for anything but the energy. We're not gonna ask for money for anything to pay for anything except to bring more energy because at the end of the day, it's just energy, right?
Right.
I mean, yeah, in all realities, real whatever here and now, it's a shame, how much energy of that you need to just really get the anything moving or you don't. But we're gonna end here and we're gonna be back later because it is what it is. Good night. Anything you want to say to them before we cut it off over here?
The universe is a contradiction falling upon itself in a harmonic manner, but the actual contradiction of the universe is that everything and everyone is the center of their own universe.
I'm not even gonna, that's a great thought, Dan.